Hello, Cancer, my dear Cancerians, my portals of love. Welcome to your 2022 Release and Receive reading. I'm so excited to do this for you right now. We're going to look at what are you releasing and receiving for the coming year. I'm doing a little bit different this year. So if you've seen me do this type of reading in the past, you would know that I just pull out one release and one receive. But what I'm doing this year is I'm splitting the year up into two halves. So I'm going to do a release and receive for the first part of 2022. So like January to the end of June. Oh, well, it's going to be end of June specifically. Maybe it is for you. I don't know why I said that. And then the second half from July to December, release and receive. I'm going to be using my energy oracle deck. You got the world at the bottom and then nothing else. So I feel like getting ready for new cycles for you in 2022. Wow. Wow. You have the world and the Ten of Swords at the bottom in the pre-shuffle. Releasing yourself, having a new birth out of painful time or a difficult time. This is the Book of Shadows, Volume 2 Tarot deck and Everyday Witch for clarifying if I need to. There isn't an extended. So if you're drawn to that, the link will be at the top of the description within this video. I'll talk about what the extended is going to be later at the end. So if you're interested, I'll get into all that at the end of the video. So Cancer, let's get started. Release and receive for my dear Cancerians. 2022. First half, second half. Release and receive. Now, the release can be something that you're letting go of in your life, something that you're putting a closing off. This could be a cycle that you've been in, like for an example. There's two ways this could also show up. For Gemini, they were releasing sort of a hermit mode, and they were going from hermit to the Queen of Wands, so they were really going out there in a really dynamic way. And Aries was kind of releasing their confidence. So but you know, sometimes a release can be closing off a relationship or ending a job situation, or you know, coming out of a healing cycle. The release is something coming in sort of in response to the energy of the relief. The receive, oh my God, let's just get started. I'll explain it all as we go. Okay, Cancer, release and receive. First half and second half of 2022. And your cards are acting funny. Okay. First half of 2022, release for Cancer. Thinking woman. That's an interesting interpretation. I feel like you will be putting less thought. You will be putting less strategy into certain things. Now, again, I feel like a lot of the energy that I'm reading is going to be reflective of things that are going on in your life right now. Although some could be a bit of surprise. That kind of happened to Gemini. It was interesting. But yeah, so maybe you've been doing a lot of thinking about certain things. You've been in your head space a lot about what's going on in your world or what you want for yourself, or you know, could be about many things. Could be about relationships, could be about family, could be about work, could be about your spiritual journey. Less thinking. You're releasing this. What are you receiving? Opening up your heart, honey. You are receiving fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. So, wow, that is very clear here. And isn't it interesting that they're both all in green? You are closing off a cycle of thought and opening up a cycle of emotion. We'll see what we get with the other cards. Now, because you have the Archangel Raphael here with the fourth chakra, this feels to me like you have a particular sort of angel or spirit team that's going to be working with you. And it's all about opening up your heart chakra. Less thought, more feel. Cancer, there we go. That's almost like, it feels like a big theme for you for 2022. Less thinking and more feeling. All right, let's go into the second half of 2022. The release for that, a journey. Wow, it feels like you're allowing yourself to go somewhere. The receive, the community. Oh, new people. Oh, look at how this changes things for you. The bottom, you have the world again, and that's it. It's only first. Oh, that's a cycle change, and it's all right here. Look at this. This looks like to me, oh, and this is all green too. because it's based on this new movement, and this new movement creates new relationships, new soulmate connections, new opportunities for collaboration, for working through projects, working through life. You are closing off what I would call a thinking and strategy cycle for yourself. You're closing something off here. It's curious too, because this comes to 11, which is, well, yeah, I want to say it's got more the energy of a 1. I'm feeling like a sense of an ace with it. It's almost justice too. Is justice not number 11 in the major arcana? Balance, harmony. Yeah, which is kind of nice, because actually what we think about the heart and the mind, when I put those together and talking about balance and harmony, I think about the 3 of Swords when your mind and your heart are not in alignment. So you are, I want to really say, like, just releasing some thoughts here. And by doing that, you create a new cycle of journey for yourself. And in that, you're going to meet new people and opportunities. These people feel very alluring, welcoming, seductive. I don't know. We'll see where this goes. And yours is actually, so far, it's got the energy of, for me to be able to read it, like Aries. Aries was one of the shortest ones that I did. And I thought, oh, these are all going to be really... No. No. These are going to be really short and easy. Yours has got sort of that. It's very clear. Yours is very clear. I like that. Because it tells me, too, that there's not a lot that you need to discover on beyond the surface. But let's see where the tarot takes us, right? Oracle is always so dreamy and always so wonderful. Pull out tarot cards. Your life is a shambles, honey. Right? Because you get an oracle card that'll say, you know, you're doing good things in your life. You're working through this. You're working through that. And you pull out a tarot card and say, your life is a shithole. What do you do? You better be working on it. So we're pulling out some tarot now. We'll see what's going on. The nitty gritty of this. Lots of green. I love that for you, Cancer. Emotions. If you're not letting them all out, you're certainly utilizing that as a compass for you, as a guidance system to produce new journey and opportunity. The thinking woman, you are releasing this. The Six of Pentacles. Wow. You know, this has the feeling of self-value. I am getting a lot of self-value from this. Self-worth. A lot of self-worth. How much do you give of yourself? Thinking about this, how much do you have to give? I'm just getting self-worth. Like, if this is something you're thinking about, I think you stop thinking about it. Or to me, you've come to some sort of conclusion about what you have to offer and where you should and where you shouldn't. Where you find balance? Is there a physical balance in this situation? No, there isn't. It's not because of me. Like, I like that, Cancer. This is pretty cool. All right, 4th chakra. I said, oh, Jim, look at this. It's so crazy. This is exactly the same place that Gemini got the same card, but yours is interesting. You have the Lovers with the heart chakra. We're going to see where, you have 2 6s. That's the other thing that's really cool about 2022. It comes out to a 6. So as a tarot reader, I love 6s. Every 6 in the tarot is great. It really is. You know, like you can have the 9 of Swords. 9 is not so good. You can have the 9 of Pentacles, which is great. But 6, 6 of Wands, 6 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. It's all good energy. Balance, harmony. What did I say? This reminds me like the 1-1, like an ace, and also justice. So let's get into this. Oh, this is coming up as an 11 too. I don't know why I'm being forced to do math in my head like this. I don't like doing that. Wow. Yeah. Angel number 1111. 111. And that means something to somebody. Sometimes I'm just channeling, so take that if it means something for you. The Lovers in the heart chakra. Yeah, you're on a new journey here. You know your value. But see, that's what's really key, is you know your value. So you're definitely on a new journey, in, I want to say soulmates, because you've got community over here. So it doesn't have to just be like a romantic energy, but it's definitely has something to do with a soul tribe. You're on the right journey, the right path. There's choices for you to make here, and you're going to be making these choices based not on thinking about a situation, because you've kind of put that to rest. It's almost like you've been trying to exercise that muscle about understanding your self-worth, your self-value. And so you've been thinking about it. This is like when you're trying to learn how to drive and you think, okay, I got to check this, I got to check this board, look over my shoulder, check the speed, look at this, look at that. Like the first day of doing driving, like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. I remember mine like from so long ago. And I said to the instructor, how do people drive anywhere and not be exhausted? And he said, because eventually you'll be doing it and you won't be thinking about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And it's like, right? So that's what is happening here. You're releasing that. And now your new guidance system is one that should be actually fairly, you know, familiar, second nature to you. Now that you've cleared this issue up, is forgetting to look in your blind spot perhaps. Now that you've cleared that issue up, you're not focusing on it. You're being led here and you're being guided, and I feel protected too, because you have an archangel showing up about the choices that you have to make for yourself. You're receiving choices, Cancer, in the first part of 2022. And those choices are about already understanding what your worth is and not needing to put that in a difficult way when you're negotiating new relationships or new choices for yourself based on your heart. Kind of has a feeling too that when you've already resolved something for yourself, it doesn't show up on your path. So it's not really like a value point that you have to figure out. It's already there. The journey. So this is the second half of 2022. And you have another 2. Judgment. Oh. Right? 20. 2. Look at all you in the 2s. This is coming around. The 2s and the 6s. And 2s making 6s. Oh, reborn again. At the altar of life. She's sitting here. The altar that she's sort of worshiping is the high priestess. This really has a very strong, but that's your energy. I would say I share that with you and Scorpio. The high priestess card. The moon. Really coming into your own here in the second part of 2022. I have never noticed it before, but in this journey card is a Luna moth. A great big rebirth. This based on the moon, based on your own energetic resonance, your planetary alignment. It's your time. The second half of 2022 is your half. The first part, you know, I'm not going to say there isn't some effort required here. There isn't possibly still some overthinking that goes on maybe January, February, who knows where that shows up. But you resolve it and you take on your emotional guidance system. And it's giving you a second chance here. It's having faith in the unknown, knowing that you've already done the work that you need to do, so this will not appear on my path. So I have faith in the path that the universe is going to provide for me. Community. Whoa, the King of Pentacles. This feels like it could have something to do with some sort of leadership. It could be, this could be connected to your work, the community. There could be opportunities through a boss, or you could have the opportunity to be promoted, to go into a new workspace. The 7, so it's sort of like reassessing a plan here. Building something new. And I like this because he's looking at a plan, a sheet, and the little gnomes are helping him with the signs. Okay, this row will have carrots and this one will have tomatoes. And I like to think that he's going off of the notes that he's made from his favorite gardening book, Carrots Love Tomatoes. Oh, but that's what he's putting the carrots and the tomatoes together. This is so intelligent. But it's going off information that others have learned through trial and error. Did you know that carrots love tomatoes and that plants are like that with each other? It's very important when you're gardening, because then everything, I don't know, some of you may be in a position to evaluate people that, this is how it's coming up. Either you will be in a position as, oh, this is the Knight of Pentacles, but why is it coming up as the King for me? Isn't that funny? I called it the King of Pentacles. You are going to have the potential to level up to perhaps become the King of Pentacles, to perhaps have a higher position where you work. But you do that by being the Knight, which is having a plan here and executing it in a really intelligent way. Who works well together, and what do they create when they do that? You know, because if you put the wrong plants together, the chemicals of those plants work against each other and they don't produce. You could be showing, this might be at work, it could just be in your neighborhood, your family. It's like when you see your own worth, it enables you to see the worth of others. When you see your own weaknesses, you accept those for what they are. That's okay. I still know I have value in these elements in my life. And then you can see that in others. Carrots love tomatoes. See, these might be elements that don't seem like that they would come together. Like they could come from different backgrounds, different education, different socioeconomic. But you know what? The chemistry of them works together really well. Yeah. And that's what carrots love tomatoes. Carrots love tomatoes is about. The chemistry of those plants and understanding. I see that card in a whole new way. Look at that. Temperance. Well, that's interesting. Because this looks like the mature Knight of Pentacles sitting in this card. It takes time. You're alchemizing. It kind of feels as if 2022 is an alchemization period for you. It does seem like you're alchemizing thoughts with feelings and emotions. Your feelings and emotions are a very natural guidance system for you. And this is taking, this is the alchemy of it. There's the thoughts and the intellect. Your practical application for it with the Six of Pentacles. And alchemizing it over here into something that I feel like will get you, you'll have the best garden going. If you follow that book, Carrots Love Tomatoes, you'll have the best book. You're the best garden going. That's an old book. My grandfather had that book. He had a garden, a vegetable garden big enough that him and my grandmother, they canned and froze food like vegetables. And it got them through the winter. I don't really think they ever had to buy vegetables through the winter, unless it was something they didn't grow, and they grew everything. Squash, potatoes, peas, beets, tomatoes, carrots, beans, asparagus. Yeah, like, right, like just, it'll give you the sustenance that you need. You won't be reliant on others, because that's what that, like me telling you that story, that's what that sort of means. Building something big enough that's really based on the natural chemistry of how things work, and you are able to hone into this because you've clarified your own thinking process about yourself, and you've melted that into your emotional guidance system, and you've brought them together to create I don't know, really, I think a good abundance. So I'm not seeing it right here, but I feel like you start the last half of 2022, start you on a path that will probably lead into 2023 with some really big abundance. Thinking Woman and the Six of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Look at you. Yeah. It's only like I've learned what I have in that element. So now it's something new that I need to learn here. Going on a new path. And that path is based on self-worth. So you're going to be starting your new path with that new sort of tool in your tool belt of life. The 4th chakra and the Lovers. Oh, the 9 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. So maybe you've had some really tough friendships, really tough romantic connections, really tough, you know, maybe it's not been easy for you to get together with your friends even. This is just being worn out. These are people that come together and you feel good with them. Not carrying heaviness all by yourself. Yeah, you know what I'm noticing too, because it's curious with this deck. There's always a cat around the person. And in this one, you have a calico cat. And it's up in the tree while you're trying to defend from all sorts of crazy shit. But then look at you and your little calico cat. Even your little calico cat is having a good time here with the other cats. I've said it before, I think more recently, maybe in the last few days, that it feels, I've been getting the message that when you are going through difficult times, your spirit team feels it too. They're connected to you emotionally. So they're feeling it. And that's kind of like what this is. You and your spirit team having a good time with others. Having some wonderful choices that you can rejoice about. Going from the 9 of Wands to the 3 of Cups is really beautiful. That's the first part of 2022. But you see your value. So you also connect with those that recognize this as well. Because you will be able to tell when someone does not recognize your value once you see it yourself. All right, second part of 2022 is you're releasing the journey and your judgment. You're releasing yourself to be reborn. And is it what I think it is? It is. That's the best way for you to be reborn. Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups. Cancer, I'm telling you. This is good. I don't want to say that it's all easy peasy breezy, because I don't think this is here. There's some kind of work that goes on here, and I think you might even be involved in it right now. It's the energy of, I did the Aries reading and it was really pretty good. But there was one person that said, too good to be true. I thought, well, that means you're working your way there because you don't see it yet. So this is something that I see you working your way here. And probably you're starting to get it. I think you're starting to get it if this reading is resonating for you. You're just about to be you in your best form. And you're using that to create new beginnings. And I hear there's the practical application. Alchemizing what you've learned, flexing a muscle that does not naturally flex. And then once you've got that rhythm figured out, you join it up with a muscle that naturally flexes a certain way. Community. I'm asking specifically about each of these. The community, 6 of Wands, you're going to be the hero here. You have got the plan. But you know what? It's as if other people come in and they could look at a situation this way. Look, oh my God, you're the one in the back. You are playing the right tune that gets everybody working together so nicely. And you're standing back a bit, which is really beautiful. It's almost as if you recognize what people's, what do I want to say? What people's natural talents are, or their, I'm not getting the right word. Anyways, I want to, because it's channeling so fast. So because the red, you have something to give here, but what you give is how you see people, and you see them based on how you learn to recognize yourself. And what you see here is what others could not. So you could come into a situation where someone else, let's say it's a team of people at work somewhere, and somebody has looked at people's experience and education. Okay, so based on that, these two will work well together. Based on that, these two will work well together. I'm telling you, you just put in that. So just based on their education and their experience, you just put, what would be a tough combination? I don't know, Aries and Taurus. You just put an Aries and a Taurus here. Because they're both like really, I mean, you just put a ram and a bull together. Boom, boom, boom. Not going to work, right? The energy's not going to work. You don't even look. You don't even look at the education, the experience. You just go into it and you watch. You watch and you assess and you figure out the chemistry, the natural dynamic of people, because that's the most important thing. What the hell is the point of people having a natural ability if they're not in an environment where that can grow and be utilized with the person they're working with. You see that. I really see you doing something in your work here. And solving something that others couldn't solve. The Knight of Pentacles. Because you have the carrots, love, tomatoes book. No one else would have put the carrots and the tomatoes together. That seems odd. Marigolds are good too in the garden. The Ace of Swords. Yeah, you see. You see something here. Look at you. Oh, the Eight of Swords. You see where others cannot see. You see the path forward where others cannot. This is totally, you know how everything can change? Like you can have a sporting team. It seems like it's an amazing combination of athletes put together. And the coach just, they change coaches. The whole team turns around. You should not be on first base. You should be in outfield. You should be here. You should be there. Just turns the whole thing around, and maybe it's a bit disruptive, but it brings a success to every one of those players because now they are playing in their best position. And you did this. But so by doing this, I'm telling you, it's going to lead to, I feel like, you wait for it. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. I said the King, but this is sitting behind it in the reverse because it's 2023. You are creating something. Like it could be a business. Other people are thinking there's no way you could put these elements together and have success, but you do. Yeah. All right. There you go. That's intriguing. That's kind of exciting. So, okay. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to do the extended. So what the extended is going to be is, I'm going into, time to collaborate. How crazy is that after I pre-shuffled this deck? Because that was on the bottom for the other one, but I pre-shuffled it. I am going to look at 3 elements of your life for 2022. They are not broken up into time frames unless it forces itself to do that through the reading. It's broken up into your work and finances, your personal relationships, and your spiritual growth and journey. So I'm going to break it up into those 3 elements, utilizing my spirit animal oracle and a tarot deck. So that's what I'm going to do in the extended. If you're curious about that and you would like to go check that out. If not, Cancer, have a wonderful 2022. This felt like a very exciting reading for you. You know what? All of you guys have been really kind of coming up so far. Knock on wood. Well, you know, it is what it is. Can't change it. As having been through a contraction and you're about to expand, but doesn't that what the pandemic sort of felt like? Was like a contraction. And now the expansion seems to be happening for a lot of you. Very exciting energy. Thank you so much, my dear Cancerians. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.